So hey guys, my name is Rishabh Singh, a first year medical student from Eastern Medical College and Hospital, Comella. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, so please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to provide you some educational video related to MBBS. I hope you will gain or acquire something new at the end of it. If you like, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment below. Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is gross anatomy of pancreas. So coming to pancreas, it is a soft, lobulated and elongated exocrine and endocrine gland. Its vertebral level is from thoracic 12 to lumbar 3 vertebra. Now coming to the location of pancreas. Pancreas is located in posterior part of epigastrium region of the abdomen and the left hypochondrium region across the posterior abdominal wall. It extends from the concavity of the duodenum to the hilum of the spleen. And pancreas is a mixed gland. Why it is mixed gland? Because it have both exocrine and endocrine functions. Now coming to size and shape of pancreas. Pancreas is J-shaped organ, length 12 to 15 centimeter, width 3 to 4 centimeter, thickness 1.5 to 2 centimeter, and weight is about 80 to 90 gram. You all can see in the diagram parts of pancreas: head, neck, body, tail, with uncinate process in the head and the tuber-omental process in the body. Coming to head, expanded right portion is termed as head. Uncinate process, it is a triangular projection from the lower and left part of the head of the pancreas, which is caused by the superior mesenteric vessel. Now what is the vertebral level of head? It is about lumbar 1 to lumbar 2 vertebra. And relation of head and head presents basically 3 border and 2 surface. 2 surfaces anterior posterior, 3 borders superior inferior right and right lateral. Now coming to the relation of head. So this is the anterior relation of head, which consists of transverse colon, transverse mesocolon, jejunum and superior mesenteric vessel, which consists of artery and vein. Now coming to the posterior relation. You can see the posterior relation. This is the bile duct and this is the inferior vena cava. This is the posterior relation of. So superior border relation is first part of duodenum and superior pancreatoduodenal artery. Inferior border relation is third part of duodenum and inferior pancreatoduodenal artery. And right lateral border relation is second part of duodenum and anterior and posterior pancreatoarterial arteries. And we discussed the anterior and posterior surface. Posterior surface will also include left renal vein. Now uncinate process relation. Its relation is anteriorly to the superior mesenteric vessel, posteriorly to the abdominal aorta. Now coming to neck of pancreas. It is slightly constricted part of the gland, about 2.5 centimeter. It is directed forward, upward and to the left. External features are, it have 2 surface and 2 border. 2 surface is anterior and posterior surface, 2 border is upper and lower border. Now coming to the relations. Anterior surface relation related to pylorus of stomach, posterior surface related to commencement of the portal vein, and upper border related to the first part of duodenum, lower border related to root of transverse mesocolon. Now coming to the body of the pancreas, it is elongated part of the gland extending its neck to the tail, located in front of vertebral column or just below the transpyloric plane. Its external feature is, it consists of 3 border, anterior, superior and inferior, and consists of 3 surface, anterior, posterior and inferior. One process, tuber-omental. A part of body projects above the lesser curvature of the stomach and come in contact with the lesser omentum. This is called the tuber-omental. Now what is the clinical importance of the head of the pancreas? Occasionally the carcinoma occur here. So it can produce the malignant growth which can obstruct the bile duct and cause the jaundice. Now coming to the relation of the body of the pancreas. So it is anterior border, provide attachment to the root of transverse mesocolon. Superior border related to the colic artery above the tuber-omental and hepatic artery to right and splenic artery to the left of the tuber-omental. Inferior border related to superior mesenteric vessels. Anterior surface concave and directed forwards and upwards is related to lesser sac and stomach. Posterior surface is devoid of peritoneum and related to aorta and origin of superior mesenteric artery, left kidney and left suprarenal gland, and splenic vein usually lie in the groove below the level of splenic artery. Now coming to the inferior surface, it is covered by the peritoneum and it is related to duodenojejunal flexure, coils of jejunum, left colic flexure. Tail of pancreas is at thoracic 12 vertebral level. Narrow left extremity of the pancreas. Tail of the pancreas also known as narrow left extremity of the pancreas. It contains largest number of isolate of Langerhans per unit of the tissue as compared to other parts. Relation related to visceral surface of spleen between gastric and colic impression. Diagram show the visceral relation of the pancreas with various organs, like you can see here: hepatic artery, left gastric artery, splenic artery, then spleen, then left colic flexure, left kidney, left ureter, duodenojejunal flexure, then here right ureter, mesenteric vessel which contain vein and artery, right colic flexure, right kidney, right suprarenal gland. Now coming to the duct of pancreas, main and accessory duct which drain the exocrine secretion in the duodenum. So it consists of main and an accessory duct. Main duct of Wirsing, it begins in the tail and transfers the whole length of the gland near its posterior surface. At neck, it turns downward, then to the right to enter the second part of the duodenum. So it will enter the second part of the duodenum. It joins the bile duct as it perches the duodenal wall to form the hepatic pancreatic ampulla of Vater, which open into major duodenal papilla. It receives the tributary small duct through the length of at the right angle to its long axis in a herringbone pattern. It occurs in 90% case. As you can see in the diagram, this is the main pancreatic duct with herringbone pattern, and this open into major duodenal papilla. This is the accessory pancreatic duct. It open to minor duodenal papilla. Now coming to accessory pancreatic duct of Santorini. It begins in the lower part of head and then run upwards and medially crossing in the front of main pancreatic duct. It open in second part of duodenum through the minor duodenal papilla, which is about 2 to 3 cm above the opening of main pancreatic duct or 6 to 8 cm distal to the pylorus. In 40% of cases, it communicates with the main duct crossing it. Now coming to the development of pancreas. The dorsal and ventral pancreatic bud develop from the endoderm of the duodenum. They later fuse to form the pancreas. Now inferior part of the head and the uncinate process develop from the ventral pancreatic duct. Remaining part develop from dorsal bud, and duct system basically develop from the dorsal and ventral duct. When fused together, then it forms a duct system. The main duct is formed by the ventral duct and part of the dorsal duct distal to the fusion. Secretory elements formed by the proliferation of the primitive duct, and islet of Langerhans formed by the panchymatous pancreatic tissue. Now coming to the congenital anomalies or developmental anomalies of the pancreas. So first is annular pancreas. Annular pancreas result from the growth of bifid ventral pancreatic bud around the duodenum. The parts of the bifid ventral bud then fuse with the dorsal bud, forming a pancreatic ring. In this manner, the second part of duodenum surrounded by the pancreatic tissue. So in this, the second part of duodenum is surrounded by the pancreatic tissue. Malformation sometimes constrict the duodenum and causes the complete obstruction. Sometimes it causes complete obstruction of the duodenum. Like you can see in the diagram, this is the stomach and the pancreas is there. This is the ventral pancreas, the dorsal pancreas, and you can see the duct of Santorini and duodenum. So duodenum is between the pancreatic tissue. This case is called as annular pancreas. Now coming to the accessory pancreatic tissue. It occurs in form of yellowish lobulated nodule usually, and may be found in stomach wall, duodenum, most common small intestine, Michael's diverticulum, greater omentum, and the hilum of the stomach. Now coming to the agenesis of the islets of Langerhans, which result in juvenile diabetes. Now coming to pancreatic bladder. It denotes the pancreatic nodule which closes the gallbladder. The anomaly results when the major part of ventral pancreatic bud grow out with the liver bud. So in that condition, this anomaly will result. Now coming to the artery supply of the pancreas. So basically splenic artery, you can see the splenic artery, it is a branch of celiac trunk which further have two branches. The name of two branches are arteria pancreatic magna, this, and arteria cauda pancreatica, which is this. And you can also see here superior pancreatoduodenal artery and inferior pancreatoduodenal artery here. So these also supply it, and the branch of gastroduodenal artery here, and you can also see the branch of superior mesenteric artery here. So inferior part and superior gastroduodenal artery, these are the branch of gastroduodenal artery, and it is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. So they both divided anterior and posterior branches which run in the concavity of the duodenum and head of the pancreas. Then the anastomosis between the anterior and the posterior portion will form the anterior pancreatoduodenal aqueducts and posterior pancreatoduodenal arterial aqueducts. So this is the arterial supply of the pancreas. Now coming to venous drainage of the pancreas. So as you can see in the diagram, this is the duodenum, this is the pancreas. So portal vein is there, and superior mesenteric vein is there, and splenic vein is there. This is basically the venous supply, and the anastomosis also formed here is superior pancreatoduodenal vein and inferior pancreatoduodenal vein, and the branch of the splenic vein is vena pancreata magna. So this is the venous drainage of the pancreas. Now coming to the nerve supply of the pancreas, from sympathetic fiber from thoracic 6 to thoracic 10, segment of spinal cord, and parasympathetic by vagus nerve. Now coming to the clinical part, carcinoma of the head of the pancreas is most common or most prominent, which can also cause the obstruction of bile which result into jaundice. And acute pancreatitis, it is the acute inflammation of the pancreas occur due to the obstruction of pancreatic duct which is by the ingestion of alcohol, trauma, or the viral infection, that is mumps. Symptoms are pain in the epigastric region of the abdomen radiating to back, fever, nausea, and vomiting. We can also founded by serum analysis in which serum amylase raised 4 times in the normal value. This is the histological structure of the pancreas. As we all know, pancreas is a mixed gland. It has no definite fibrous capsule, and it is covered by thin areolar tissue from which septa extend to gland to divide into obvious lobules. Delicate connective tissue surrounds the individual action. So now the exocrine portion and the endocrine portion. Now the exocrine portion is large lobulated compound tubulo-acinar gland, acinar, and like you can see centroacinar cells, serous acini. These come into the alveoli cells which are 5 to 8 pyramidal cells arranged into the central lumen, in which myoepithelial cells are absent. Now coming to various ducts in the pancreas. In the pancreas there is intercalated duct. This duct begin as centroacinar cell, like you can see. So this is the beginning of intercalated duct, and there is also the presence of interlobular duct which is lined by the columnar cells, and main duct which is lined by stratified columnar cells, and intralobular duct which is lined by cuboidal cells. Now what is the secretion of exocrine? It is trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, carboxypeptidase, ribonuclease, deoxyribonuclease, phospholipase A2, elastase, and amylase. Now coming to endocrine portion. To the endocrine portion, which consists of islet of Langerhans, and it also consists polygonal or rounded cluster of cells. As you can see, polygonal or rounded cluster of cells in the cord separated by a network of sinusoids like blood capillaries. So basically sinusoids like blood capillary will separate them, and various cells are present in this. The cells name is alpha cells, beta cells, gamma cells, delta cells, PP cells, etc. As you can see, various cells are alpha cells which secrete glucagon which increase the blood glucose content, beta cells which secrete insulin will decrease the blood glucose content, gamma cells then pancreatic polypeptide cells which secrete pancreatic polypeptide. What happens now? This is a question. What happens if pancreatic tail portion is removed surgically? If the damaged pancreas is there, then it will start to digest by releasing enzyme. They will digest the surrounding tissue with the serious consequences like acute pancreatitis. Insulin mechanism: binding of insulin on the alpha cell, then phosphorylation of beta subunit, which cause the phosphorylation of IRS, which result in changes in gene expression, metabolism and growth. This completes our lecture on the topic of pancreas. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is MBBS Studies with Rishabh Singh. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.